Hello everybody, it's me, King Warrior Murray, and I recently rewatched all of my old God theories. Now, among the multiple inconsistencies I noticed, I also realized that I failed to ever figure out the background of the Gravedigger. This is a massive issue as the Gravedigger is/was the head leader of God, and not going over his full backstory adds a hurdle in fully understanding God and its members. In this video, I aim to go over his full life history and try to set the scene for the rest of my God theories, new and old. Before we even begin to discover his life and its secrets, we must understand the character itself. In short, the Gravedigger was a cut variant and boss from Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. After being scrapped and replaced by other characters, i.e. Scientist and Baron Von Bats, he was turned into a lore piece. Now, I will briefly touch up on his lore currently, but if you want to hear a more in-depth discussion about his lore and God itself, I strongly suggest you go watch my God playlist, link in the description. Way before the events of Garden Warfare, Gravedigger and Baron Von Bats create God, or Gravedigger Organization of Disguise, and its secret base of operations under the business Coffin Break. During Garden Warfare, Dr. Zomboss uses them as a military team to rival Leaf, and they are basically the generals of the Z Army. As the Plants lose the war, they burn down most of the coffin breaks and cause the slow downfall of God and its members. Eventually, Leaf puts a hit on the Gravedigger, leading to his near death, and this led Dr. Zomboss to put his body in a testing tube for experiments. As the events of Garden Warfare 2 play out, God still has purpose, but their importance is not as relevant as it was in the prior game. Okay, I know that's a lot to take in, but stick with me. It will all make sense when I'm finished with this theory. The main questions about the Gravedigger that I failed to mention in my original God theories were: where was he at? What was he doing? And when did all of these events occur? I'm fairly confident that I can answer those questions and then some. Let's start off with answering the question of where he was before becoming a zombie. We know that he was living in the Bushy Meadows apartments as we see his portrait in the apartment complex. The next question we can answer pretty easily as it plays in with the previous question. That question being, what was he doing in suburbia? We know that his main occupation was an undertaker, his business being the Coffin Break. The Coffin Break was in fact used as a funeral home and cafe before the events of Garden Warfare. Only then was it changed into the hub of the infamous organization God. Now that we got all of that covered, placing it into the established timeline is somewhat difficult to say the least. We know that God and its members were all established during Garden Warfare's multiplayer in 2015, so that means God was created sometime during early 2014 as we see Baron Von Bats fighting in Garden Ops. That's all well and good, but that adds another issue. Plants vs. Zombies takes place during 2013, and we know that the Gravedigger does not appear in that game, so that means he had to be turned into a zombie at the end of PvZ2 or at the very least the end of 2013. However, there's still one more question regarding the order of events in the timeline. When does he make it to Main Street, and when do the coffin breaks open? Well, there's no definite answer. It's likely that the Gravedigger came to Main Street in 2011, and that date allows for the year to the coffin breaks to start up and expand in 2012. So there it is. I answered all the questions regarding his backstory, right? Wrong! I wasn't satisfied with leaving it just there. I knew that there was more just under the surface. I just needed to dig a little deeper. And dug I did. And I kept digging and digging. Until I thought, maybe I was just paranoid. Maybe there isn't more to learn. But then I found what I was looking for. I now know more about this character than anybody could have expected. The Gravedigger is no longer the mystery that he has been for the past decade. I have finally cracked the biggest mystery of Plants vs. Zombies history. But that's going to be saved for the next theory. So see you guys in the next video where I finally put to rest the Gravedigger. Bye-bye!